Okay. This is just me making sure that I am actually, in fact, live. Okay. Well, that sounds like it, I guess. If anyone so wishes to, can let me know throughout the stream. Though, it doesn't look like anyone's here yet. But that's fine, because this is mostly just me rereading Homestuck for my own benefit. Okay, so welcome, everyone, because it will eventually go up on YouTube once I'm done with it, to the first part of my Homestuck Let's Read, because, boy, it's been a long time since I read through Homestuck, and I figured, you know what, while we're here, why not go ahead and read through it on a live stream. My only real concern is the fact that it is remarkably quiet. So I don't really know how I'm going to handle that. I looked up to see if I could use just some good old fashioned, boy, what is it? Like Homestuck music, but I don't want to deal with it. In all honesty, it's the whole thing about how you might need to ask for permission, you might not. Even though I'm not making any money off of it, it might not be a big deal. Anyway, I'm going through and just adding this on a Tumblr because I don't use Tumblr for anything. Let's see. Going live with my Homestuck read through. Homestuck, Brodemus, Brodemus stream, I think is what I used. Yeah. I'll do live stream. Because why not? Because fuck it. Okay. Well, I guess with that, I'm just going to get right into it. I'll be muting myself a lot because I still have a cough. I don't want to cough into the mic. Anyway, let's get into this, shall we? A young man stands in his bedroom. It just so happens that today, the 13th of April, 2009, is this young man's birthday. Though it was 13 years ago he was given life, it is only today he will be given a name. What will the name of this young man be? Let's enter the name. Name gets entered Zeus Mel Poop Lord. The joke we all know. Try again, smartass. Try again. Try again. John Egbert. And he's a happy boy. Let's examine the room. Your name is John. As was previously mentioned, it is your birthday. A number of cakes are scattered about your room. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for really terrible movies. You like to program computers, but you are not very good at it. You have a fondness for paranormal lore, and are an aspiring amateur magician. You also like to play games sometimes. What will you do? John, quickly retrieve arms from drawer. Your arms are in your magic chest, Poop Lord. Remove cake from magic chest. Out of sympathy for John's perceived lack of arms, you pick up the cake for him and put it on his bed. John, quickly retrieve arms from magic chest. You retrieve your fake arms from the chest. You use these for hilarious antics. You capture log them in your Silodex. You have no idea what that actually means, though. There are other items in the chest. Examine contents of the chest. Boy, I forget how it just kind of... It's a slow burn to start out here. In here, you keep an array of humorous and hysterical artifacts, each one a devastating weapon in the hands of a skilled magician or a cunning prankster. You are neither of these things. Wow. Among the artifacts are 2 fake arms currently capture-logged in your Silodex, 1 pair of trick handcuffs, 1 stunt sword, 1 magician's hat, 1 pair of beagle puss glasses, several smoke pellets, several blood capsules, and 1 copy of Colonel Sassacre's daunting text of magical frivolity and practical japery, and 1 copy of Harry Anderson's Wise Guy by Mike Cavaney. Some of this stuff may come in handy at some point. For now, you decide to just take the smoke pellets. John, capture log smoke pellets. Hey, Rice Milk, thanks for the follow. Let's see. You stow the smoke pellets on one of your capture log cards in your Silodex. You still aren't totally sure what that means, but you are starting to get the hang of the vernacular at least. You have 2 empty capture log cards remaining. John, equip fake arms. You aren't totally sure if equip is a verb copacetic with the abstract behavioral medium in which you dwell. But you give it a try anyway. Unfortunately, you cannot access the fake arms. Their card is underneath the one you just used to capture along the smoke pellets. You'll have to use the pellets first in order to access the arms, but this is probably unadvisable, since you just make your room lousy with smoke. Your Silidex's fetch modus is currently dictated by the logic of a stack data structure. You're never all that great with data structures, and you find the concept puzzling and mildly irritating. But with any hope, perhaps you will advance new, more practical fetch modi for your Silidex with a little more experience. John, examine the problem with the poster. Hey, Rice Milk, how you doing? Is it even possible to get any more hard-boiled than that? You really doubt it. This poster is one of your wisest purchases. There is a nice spot on the wall next to it. You've been meaning to hang another poster there soon. Is it taking me to the... Oh, it takes you to the poster to buy it. Gotcha. Okay. I'm with it. John, read note on drawer. Aw, happy birthday, son. I'm so proud of you. Boy. Even having the vague memory I have, that's upsetting. This note is rich with the aromas of fatherly aftershaves and colognes. Beside the note is a rolled-up poster. John, take poster. Another birthday artifact. You wonder what is printed on the poster. You'll need some way to hang it on your wall. Acquire hammer and nails. They will come in handy. You first place the hammer into your Silidex, but now all of your capture log cards are full. You wonder what will happen if you try to take the nails. You guess it doesn't hurt to try. Take the nails. Yeah. I miss Dad Egbert. What a sad day. Anyway, we're not there yet. You capture log 4 nails into the top card and push all the artifacts down a card. The fake arms are pushed entirely out of the deck. Oh well, they're probably completely useless anyway, but you probably don't want to do that again unless you want to drop the smoke pellets and suffer the consequences. In any case, you now feel like you have gathered enough things to get down to business and do some really important stuff. The next thing you will do will probably be exceptionally meaningful. Squawk like an imbecile and shit on your desk. This is the dumbest idea you've had in weeks. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And yet, the polished surface of your desk, it beckons. Combine the nails and a hammer. You merge the top 2 cards. The hammer and nails are now capture logged on the same card and can be used together. Use hammer and nails on poster. You use the hammer and nails card in conjunction with the card beneath it. Nail poster to wall. Boy, the steps you go through at the beginning of this, I forgot. Oh, that's right, it's the little monsters poster. You use the hammer, nails, and poster on the blank space on the wall. It's glorious. Exactly what you wanted. The old man really came through this time. Examine Con Air poster. Yeah, I know. Especially the beginning. Act 1 is just full of just a bunch of really dumb shit. And then it gets more serious as it goes. Put the bunny back in the box. I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? Examine the Deep Impact poster. Morgan Freeman's genteel, homespun mannerisms were perfect qualities for a president residing over a crisis. Oceans rise, cities fall, hope survives. Wow. Films about impending apocalypse and fascinate you. Plus, a black president? Now you've seen everything. Examine the calendar. Boy, howdy. I always forget that this started in 2009, which was the second, I guess technically the first year of Obama's first term, wasn't it? Which is just funny to me. You've marked your birthday, the 13th of April. Another day you marked was supposed to be the arrival date for the highly touted Sburb beta launch. It's been 3 days already. It's starting to become a sore subject with you. What does this take you to? Oh boy, I don't know what that does. Eat cake. I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist. You are sick to death of cake. You've been eating it all day, and you have no intention of clogging your Silidex with it either. The cake stays for now. You hear a notice from your computer. Someone is messaging you. Examine incoming message. Yeah, no, it's funny looking at the timeline and seeing, like, Homestuck lasted basically, I think actually entirely during Obama's presidency. It was really funny. Man, I used to have a Pesterquest app. The thing was fun to use. You pull it up to your computer. This is where you spend most of your time. You decorated your desktop with some rather handsome wallpaper, which you made yourself. You're really proud of it. Okay. Your desktop is also littered with various programming project files. You are so bad at programming sometimes you wonder why you even bother with it. Your Pesterquest application is flashing. Someone's trying to get in touch with you. Let's open Pesterquest. Only one of your chums is logged in. He sent you a message. Okay, open it. So this is where it's going to be a lot reading, though it's shorter in the beginning. Turntech Godhead, TG, began pestering ectobiologist, EB, at 1613. At 413. Got it, okay. Hey, so what sort of insane loot did you rake in today?
I got a little Monsters poster. It's so awesome. I'm going to watch it again today. The apple juice scene was so funny.
Oh, hell, that is such a coincidence. I just found an unopened container of apple juice in my closet. It's like fucking Christmas up in here.
Okay, that's fine, but I just have one question and then a word of caution. Have you ever seen a movie called Little Monsters starring Howie Mandel and Fred Savage?
But the seal on the bottle is unbroken. Are you suggesting someone put piss in my apple juice at the factory?
All I'm saying is, don't you think Monster Howie Mandel has the power to do something as simple as reseal a bottle? Try using your brain, numbnuts.
Why did the fat kid or whoever drank it know what piss tasted like? I mean, his reaction was nigh instantaneous.
It was the 15th day in a row Howie Mandel peed in his juice.
Okay, I can accept that. Monster B-list celebrity douchebags are cunning and persistent pranksters. Also, Fred Savage has a really punchable face. But who cares about this? Who cares about this? Let's stop talking about it. Did you get the beta yet?
No. Did you?
Man, I got 2 copies already. But I don't care. I'm not going to play it or anything. The game sounds boring. Did you see how it got slammed to Game Bro?
Game Bro is a joke and we both know it.
Yeah. Why don't you go check your mail? Maybe it's there now.
All right.
John, look out your window. Or look out window. Man. Being able to see this all again now after playing through Pesterquest, it's like, wow. I don't remember a lot. That's a fair point. It's I feel like a lot of people like say that. Man, back in the day, people were like, just skip Act 1. Like, skip Act, just do it. And I was like, I took offense at it. Because, like, at the time, yeah, it's kind of boring. And especially once you get into the good stuff, like you said. But going back, it's like, no, Act 1's fucking funny. Like, it takes a little bit. It takes a bit to find its feet. But, man, it's funny when you look back at it. You see the view of your yard from your window. Hanging from the tree is your tree swing. In a kid's yard, a tree without a tie swing is like a proper gentleman without a monocle. That is to say, he can hardly be considered a terribly proper gentleman at all. And there beside your driveway is the mailbox. Examine the mailbox. I love this face. It's so good. I love it so much. The little red arm swingy dealy thing, or whatever it's called, is flipped up. What the hell is the thing called anyway? You don't have time for these semantics. The red flippy lever thing means you have new mail, and that means the beta might be here. Go outside and check mailbox. You're about to hurry downstairs when you hear a car pull into the driveway. It looks like your dad has returned from the grocery store. Oh, great. He's beating you to the mail. Forget it. Check mail later. If you go downstairs to get it, he will likely monopolize hours of your time. You decide to chill out up here for a while until the dust settles. Sometimes you feel like you're trapped in this room, stuck, if you will, in a sense which possibly borders on the titular. And now your chum is pestering you again. The clockwork of friendship turns ceaselessly, operating the swing lever dealies of harassment in perpetuity. Whatever. The dude can just hold his damn horses. Examine games on CD rack. You've put countless man hours into the assortment of quality titles. Boy, howdy. Read Colonel Sasker's daunting text. I forgot. Like, I always remember the sheer enormity of this thing. You decide to consult with the Colonel's bottomless wisdom. Good grief, this thing is huge. You could kill a cat if you dropped it. But to really dig into this hefty book, you will have to capture log it. You're not sure you're ready to log gem your other artifacts beneath it just yet. Capture log fake arms again. I still use you could kill a cat if you dropped it as a reference to how heavy things are. Yeah, when you get stuck at home. When he's stuck here. Boy, howdy. It's so funny. I love it. I love it so much. What did you just say? You don't want to clog up your... Oh, Jesus. In a momentary lapse of concentration, you actually capture log the arms again. Set Pesterquest status to bully. You don't think the situation is quite dire enough to go all the way to rancorous, but you still feel the Pesterquest client should reflect your mood change in some way. Bully will have to do, you guess. This, unsurprisingly, does nothing whatsoever. Oh, right, you forgot your chum is still pestering you. Answer, chum. Oh, yeah, no, it foreshadows... I love the foreshadowing of the book dropping thing. All right, let's show this pester log. Is it there? Please say yes. Maybe you can play with TT. She's been pestering me all day about it. She's macking on me so hard all the time, I start to feel embarrassed for her. I mean, not that I can blame her or anything.
Yes, it is understandable because you're really attractive.
I'm attracted to you. Thank you.
JK. No, I don't have it yet. My dad has the mail, and I guess I have to go get it from him and see if it's there. And I've been busy all afternoon shitting around with my stupid Sylladex. It's so frustrating.
What's your modus?
What?
How do you retrieve artifacts from it?
Oh, like, one at a time, I guess. And if I put too much in, something falls out.
Stack?
What's yours?
Hash map? My bro taught me a few tricks. He basically knows everything and is awesome.
What the hell is that?
You should probably brush up on your data structures.
I guess.
Did you at least allocate your strife specibus? No? It could free up a card for you, plus lets you attack stuff whenever things get too hot to handle, which never. What have you got?
Well, I've got a hammer, but it's trapped under some arms.
Wow, you really suck at this, don't you? Just get rid of the arms and allocate the hammer to the specibus.
How?
I don't know. Just use the arms on any old thing and see if it works. Combine fake arms with cake. You stick the fake arms in the cake on your bed. This definitely makes the cake at least 300% more hilarious. You're sure Colonel Sasker would know the precise index of elevated hilarity. Allocate hammer to strife specibus. Boy, howdy. Once upon a time when I tried to make my own fan game, a fan story, trying to go through all this was absurd. You check the back of your strife specibus for the kind of stratus you have in mind for it. Select hammer. Yeah, no, that's the great thing about Dave initially, at least for me it was, where it was like, he's the cool kid, and you think he's cool, but he's a fucking nerd. Your strife specibus has been allocated with a hammer kind of stratus. The hammer has been moved from your capture log deck to your strife deck. Report progress to TG.
Okay, I did it.
Hammer kind?
Yeah.
Okay, that will be permanent allocation for your specibus. I guess I should have mentioned that. Hope you like hammers, dude.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I can't imagine it's going to be all that relevant.
Capture log Colonel's Big Book. Now that you've got some space in your Sylladex to work with, you figure you might as well start squandering it immediately. Ordinarily, this ridiculous book would be way too heavy to carry around in any practical way. You guess maybe this is the one respect in which the cards present some convenience. Examine Game Bro magazine. Boy howdy. Game Bro, Sburb, why the game of the year or whatever isn't as good as some other stuff I like that's better. Let's read the article. Good. Alright, I'm gonna read through this. Okay. Sburb is this game that a lot of cats seem hella pumped of, and this beta is sitting on my desk for review, so I'm like, yeah, man, I'll write something. But I don't know, I'm like, so is this about houses or some noise? That's fine, I'm sure that's like fucking dynamite in a handbag for some brosifs, but all I'm saying is, when do you get to thrash anything? While you're playing houses or some shit, are you ever in jeopardy of getting mud on your doll's dress or whatever from busting out? And I quote, the mad stunts all wicked up ins. That's not English. Know what I'm saying, bro, yo ma? Oh boy. I didn't actually play this game, but I gave it 1.5 hats out of 5 hats to keep it real. At this point, I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Dennis, who was over the other day. We were going to chill in front of the Dark Knight, and he was so psyched of it, y'all. So this one time he was leaning against the screen door and the shit popped open and the back deck was wet and he slipped down the steps and broke his thumb on the lawn. It wasn't a long fall, but hey, I guess a thumb bone wasn't made for supporting the brunt of a huge useless tool against wet grass. We never did watch The Dark Knight on account of Ron trucking his ball and candy-ass girth to the hospital, but it's cool. I still got another watching me, Brotel Rwanda. Boy, howdy. Capture log game, bro. Bro notes, Dennis was so wasted. Haha, I mean, damn. Alright, let's capture log this garbage. It might come in handy if you ever need something that burns easily. Capture log Magician's Hat. You expend your final card on the Magician's Hat. Get funny glasses too. You don't have a free card in your Sylladex. However, you are able to merge the Beagle Puss with the Magician's Hat to create a clever disguise. Boy, okay. I always forgot about the internal links, or like the links that took you to other places, and I don't ever really click them. John, who is this John you speak of? You are quite certain there's never been, nor ever will be. Yeah, this is really shitty disguise. While you're wearing the items, they remain in the card, but it is temporarily removed from the deck, thus freeing up the cards underneath it. Let's leave the room. No, you exit into the hallway. On one wall hangs a picture of a fella who sure knows how to have a laugh, a man after your own heart. You always thought he looked a lot like Michael Cera, but your dad swears on the many hallowed tombs of Egypt that it is not. You're not sure about that, though. On the other wall is one of your dad's stupid clowns, or harlequins, as he is quick to correct anyone who would venture such brazen assumption. Go downstairs. Boy, howdy, I forget about, like, the little things, like the designs of the houses and everything. The accursed odor of fresh baking. Oh, excuse me. I got a tickle in my throat. The accursed odor of fresh baking wafts into your newfound nostrils. Something is brewing in the kitchen. It must be the connivings of your arch-nemesis, Betty Crocker, and the rich buttery aroma of her plot stinks to high heavens. This mission is going to be more difficult than you imagined. Admire Harlequins. Yeah, no. There's a lot of words in here that are not English. They are just made-up words. You check out the shelves of fanciful Harlequins. Look at this fucking garbage. You hate this stuff. Funny is funny, but your dad sure can be a real cornball. Sometimes at night you pray for burglars. Examine fireplace. Oh boy. A bright orange flame flickers into the fireplace. It doesn't matter that it's April and not terribly chilly outside. In a home, a fireplace needs a fire because that's what fireplace is for. A fire belongs in a fireplace. Damn it, gorgly at all times without exception. As domestic myth of unaccountable origin holds, a home borrows the spirit of the flame for as long as it makes a guest of it, much as the moon takes liberty with the sun's rays. The moon's an errant thief, and her pale fire she snatches from the sun. Mark Twain. You're almost certain Mark Twain said that. Toss Game Bro into fire. There he goes. Get rid of that tool. It doesn't burn as quickly as you hoped. Each Game Bro magazine is guaranteed to be printed on 40% recycled asbestos for big ups to Mother Earth, yo. Fondly regard cremation. You examine the sacred urn containing your departed Nana's ashes. When your father gives her portion a wistful glance now and then, you can tell it brings back painful memories. A tall bookshelf, a ladder, and unabridged Colonel Sassacres. He never wants to talk about it. Topple urn. Why would you do that? Oh boy. You clumsily mishandle the sacred urn. Ash is everywhere. In retrospect, upon mulling cinematic tropes regarding ash-filled urns, this outcome was a virtual certainty. You'd probably better clean it up before Dad finds it. Combine father's pipe with clever disguise. You think now would be a good time to beef up your clever disguise. I mean, look at him. There he goes. Look at him go. Examine oversized gift. Champ, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. I believe in you. Contemplating what could be inside this package is sort of exciting, but it makes you a little nervous at the same time. Open large present. Oh, hell no. I forgot about this creepy bitch. Capture log ashes. First, you prop the Harlequin doll up on the couch. Having it in the middle of the floor, sprawled out all akimbo like that, struck you as unseemly. You capture log the ashes to your available card. Combine ashes with urn. You merge the sacred urn with the ashes. Most of the ashes back in the urn, but it's a total mess. Really, it probably would have been tidier if you just use a broom and dustpan. Put urn back. No one will be the wiser, except maybe for people with eyes. Go get fake arms again, except for maybe people with eyes. Oh, man. You just got another brilliant idea for something to do with those pointless arms. You pry them out of the cake and capture log them. Looks like Pesterquest is acting up again. Examine third and fourth walls of room. There's some stuff there. There's some posters. Check Pesterquest. Let's check this again, huh? Another one of your chums is messaging you. Check message. It's bros, okay. I understand you have recently come into possession of the beta release of the Game of the Year, as featured in respectable periodicals such as Game Bro magazine.
That's an ugly rumor. Whoever told you that is a filthy liar, and you should probably stop hitting on him all the time or whatever.
I can't control myself. I must have a weakness for insufferable pricks.
Anyway, I still haven't checked the mail. My dad has it. I'm trying to go get it from him, so BRB.
John?
What?
You're wearing one of your disguises now, aren't you? You are typing to me right now wearing something ridiculous.
No, why would you even think that? That's so stupid.
Okay. Why don't you go get the game from your father?
All right, wish me luck. Oh, by the way, JK, I was wearing a funny disguise the whole time. Gotcha!
I know, John. Go back downstairs.
You can now execute that brilliant idea you had. There should be just enough frosting on the fake arms to serve as an adequate adhesive. I don't believe frosting works that way. Attach arms to doll. You don't care what Colonel Sasker says. That makes it at least 1,000,000% funnier. Oh, thank you. Inspect burnt paper on the floor. She always struck me as very put together, so that's kind of what I go for. Broblerone. Oh. You put this back in the fire where it belongs. Boy, howdy. Throw present wrap in fire. Now, don't burn plastic. As long as you're cleaning up. Don't burn plastic. It releases toxins into the air. Capture log doll. You can carry hefty items, but that thing is way too big. Get real. Besides, you don't even want it. Read Colonel Sasker's text. Boy, look at that mustache. Hell's bells, we're having a mighty, sporting time of it. Hold fast, my intrepid fellow pranksmiths. Pranksmith. We've merely nicked the mahogany of our japing jests. If I may direct the incisive ogle of your beagle pusses to the wriggling regency, I can barely fucking read this, of rubber bugs, plastic parasites, squirming serpents, pliable pests, and every such order and filler of creepy crawly. Latin sakes alive, we are cooking with petrol now. In further exhibits, we shall dwell on artifacts useful to your exploits. Is your pappy's rod and reel handy? What about a bit of iron cord? It shouldn't prove elusive. Bring those writhing rascals to life and set the nerves of some old maid to the wreck of...
What the hell is that?
Hesperus. Do you have a bothersome aunt who never seems troubled to find ways with your sunny afternoon? A broad splintery fence, a bucket of whitewash, perhaps. By gum, you'll fix her wagon. And what of that tawny gent who puts his lackadaisical lean near the sarsaparilla font? You'll have the listless... What is that? Octoroon find the spring in his step just yet. Boy, that was a fucking nightmare to read. You thought about consulting the text to determine exactly how hilarious the doll is now, but that is way too big to navigate in a timely fashion. You just had to forget it. Find Dad and retrieve mail. The door on the left leads to the kitchen, from which the smell of baking wafts, a powerful aroma which could lift an especially portly hobo off his feet. The door on the right leads to the study, where your dad spends a lot of time. He could be in either room. Where will you go? Go in the study. Let's go into the study. It doesn't look like he's in here right now. Let's examine Father's desk. On the desk is a deck of playing cards, one of your dad's pipes, the April issue of the Serious Jester magazine, and a stray capture log card. There's also a can of peanuts on the desk. Haha, oh Dad, you won't be falling for that one again anytime soon. A severe peanut allergy is a terrible affliction to cope with. Upgrade costume with hat from Hat Rack. You swap the magician's hat with the bowler's hat. This disguise is somewhat less funny, but a lot more distinguished looking. Combine second pipe with clever disguise. Your dad maintains numerous pipes around the household. A father without a pipe is like a strapping roughneck with a toothpick. That is to say, he is a rather piss-poor excuse for a roughneck if you ask me. You'd rather not take the pipe, though. The first one tastes bad enough as it is. How you suffer for your comedy. Examine capture log card. Yes, this will be perfect for expanding the space in your Scylla capture log card. Ah! Now let's play Hunting Piano Refrain. Let me make sure the audio is on. This is the first scene. That song always made me sad. Like, it makes me sad now thinking about it. It's like a nostalgic sadness almost. Anyway, John, play 52 pickup. You play the prankster's favorite card game even though you are alone in the room, thus rendering it an especially foolish version of solitaire. So stupid. Look at this mess. The peanut gallery over there sure is getting a kick out of it. You are allergic to their scorn. Attempt to leave the house. No, you're homestuck. You go back into the living room and contemplate checking the mailbox outside. You think perhaps you should exhaust all possibilities before plunging headlong into a dad encounter. Your television is currently airing a commercial. For High C? In 2009? I don't remember this. Exit. You exit the house. Hey, we did it. That's it. Time to go home, everybody. Check mail. Predictably, the mailbox is empty. You have already been scooped by your father. enter as the title screen. The streets are empty. Wind skims the voids, keeping neighbors apart, as if grazing the hollow of a cut reed, or, say, a plundered mailbox. A familiar note is produced. It's the one Desolation plays to keep its instruments in tune. It is your 13th birthday, and as with all 12 preceding it, something feels missing from your life. The game presently eluding you is only the latest sleight of hand in the repertoire of an unseen Riddler, one to engender a sense not of mirth, but of lack. His coarse schemes are those less of a prankster than a common pickpocket. His riddle is absence itself. It is a mysterious dispersing altogether, like the moon's faint reflection, with even one pebble of inquiry dropped in its black well. It is the most diabolical riddle of all. Absence diminishes little passions and increases great ones, as wind extinguishes candles and fans of fire. Walt Whitman. Yes, you are certain Walt Whitman said that, 100% positive. You have a feeling it's going to be a long day. Boy, I didn't catch all the like, wind references. Like, going back and seeing it now, it's like, oh, clever. Clever, Hussie, you clever bastard. Leave a surprise for the mailman. No. No. Alright, let's see if your father left the mail in the car. Look at that green box sitting in there. The door is locked and your dad has the car keys. You peer in through the driver's side window. You don't see any mail, but you do see a green package. There's also something underneath it that looks like a slip of paper. Could these items have come in the mail? You don't see anything else that's usually in the mail, like bills and coupons. Maybe your dad forgot to take the stuff inside. Spy in the kitchen. Yeah, I kind of had that thought that there would be a lot of references going forward, and especially in the early parts, so I'm excited to find them and catch them this time, if I catch them. I'm kind of dumb. Anyway, you try to get a gander through the kitchen window, but you can't see a whole lot. It seems your dad has been doing so much baking the glass is steamed up. God, he's so weird. But you can see what's on the table just beside the window. It looks like the mail is there. Included among it is a red package, some bills, your dad's PDA, and an envelope that appears to be suspiciously labeled with the Sburb logo. Could it be? Unfortunately, the window is locked. Go back into the kitchen. You have no other choice. You're going in. Clever disguise, it's time to work your magic. Is this the first strife? The heartbeat's unsettling. Your dad sees right through your costume, and you don't know what you were even thinking with this foolish ruse. You unequip the clever disguise. Your dad wields a dreaded artifact of confection. He stands between you and the mail. There is only one way to settle this. Strife! Yes! Boy, that's really loud, isn't it? Let me turn that down. Okay, I guess let me know if that's okay. All right, Aggrieve. Music is so good. Abjure. Coddle brand. Boy, howdy. The epilepsy warning on this. Oh, the music is so good. I wish I had a webcam because oh, I love it. Love it so much. If I ever, I don't know if I've said this before, if I ever make if I ever run a modern D&D game, I'm absolutely going to use Homestuck music for it, because it's so fucking good. Oh, alright. Retrieve the package and flee to your room. You cannot abscond. This pesky guardian is blocking your path. You will need to engineer some sort of distraction. And now he brandishes yet another artifact of confection. The man is ruthless. You'd better brace for impact in the most comedically striking fashion possible. Equip disguise for defense. Is it too quiet? Okay, I'll turn it up a bit more. I don't know how loud it's going to be. That's arbitrarily a good number. The Beagle Aegis absorbs the brunt of the treat. Looks like Dad will enjoy the prankster's gambit on that exchange, as is usually the case. Capture log the pie tin. Brother texted me, what you doing today? I'll let him know I'm streaming some Homestuck. For about another 90 minutes. All right. You take the pie tin and unequip the beagle puss. Everything in your Silex is pushed back a card. The smoke pellets are ejected from the deck. Yes, this could be just the distraction you were... Nothing happens. What a huge letdown. Take the cake! When two great forces oppose each other, the victory will go to the one that knows how to yield. Oscar Wilde. Wise words by a man who likely could resist everything but temptation. The cake forces Colonel Sasker's text out of your Silex. So does he just absorb the cake? Is that what he does? I'm a little confused. Sasker, you beautiful bastard. Now's your chance. Abscond. Hey, there we go. Now that Dad is busy placating the smoke detector, you can safely sneak away. You snag your dad's PDA. Maybe later you'll switch the background image to something hilarious as a prank. Besides, it may come in handy later. Your spare capture log card is forced out of the Silex and consequently integrated with the deck. You now have 5 cards to work with. Take the package. This red package is addressed to you. Take envelope. You got the Sburb beta. Exit kitchen. There he is. There he be. His arm fell off. That's a shame. Get cake on couch. You capture log the cake on the couch, expelling the pie tin from the bottom card. Combine the cakes to make a double-decker cake. You then merge the 2 cakes across all 5 cards. Everything in your Silex is smushed between the cakes. Why don't you think these things through first? Oh, okay. I was listening to a Let's Read a couple weeks ago, which inspired me to just commit and actually go and read it for myself. And I couldn't see it because I was listening to it while I was driving. But now this makes sense again. Retreat upstairs! This guy. Oh, boy. You pause at the juncture and head down the hall. You're going to need something to clean up the mess you are about to make by dissecting this cake. To the left is the bathroom. To the right is your dad's room. It is locked and you're forbidden from ever entering. He has secrets. Go to bathroom and grab a towel. You enter the bathroom. You can see your backyard from the window. The jewel in its crown is the swing set, which has provided you with years of joy. There's also a spring-mounted pogo ride, which has been responsible for more than one painful injury and has provided you with years of lament. On the sink is your dad's razor. On the rack to the side is a fresh towel. Remove PDA, envelope, and package from cake. Boy, howdy. Oh yeah, he takes a razor and actually starts dissecting it. Oh, that's funny. You take the razor and use it to perform surgery on the cake. You take the towel and clean up the extracted goods. Retrieve your items. The items force the manhandled cake into the toilet, and just like that, your Silex is full again. God, this thing is annoying. Go to bedroom. Excuse me. Oh boy, someone's pestering again. Admire failure to launch poster. You're not usually into chick flicks, but Matthew McConaughey's cool charisma could salvage any heap of smoldering wreckage. This is your McConaughey wall, a casual shrine to an amazing actor. The film above that one is a lot better, you think. Can you see her? I want you to picture that little girl. Now imagine she's white. You got us, Matthew. Your smooth talking exposed our latent racism. Damn, you're good. Check Pester Chum. Ah, that's right. The chum sound. Boy, howdy, I had flashbacks now. My wife and I used Pester Chum, the Pester Chum app that was made when we first started talking to each other instead of a normal chat app like regular college-aged kids. Anyway.
Hi, happy birthday, John. Hello? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Guard Gnostic ceased pestering ectobiologist at 1656. I forgot to mention that. Turned out Godhead's pestering us again. Hey, GG is looking for you. Why are you even so popular all of a sudden? Is today some sort of special occasion or something? Did you do something to curry favor with ladies? Did you break your leg on a puppy or some shit? Dude, what are you doing? Turns out Godhead is now an idle chum.
I discovered a comet's coming to destroy the Earth, and it was named after me. Now I'm famous. Everyone wants to talk to me a lot.
No, stop. Just no. Don't talk about your awful, stupid movies or make references to them. Your gross man-bro crush on Matt McConaughey is an unsavory thing to behold.
McConaughey.
Sounds like a noise a horse would make, i.e. dumb. Equally dumb are all those pictures of that clown you've got hanging up.
Those are my dad's.
I was talking about Nick Cage.
Oh, what? No, man, Cage is sweet. So sweet.
So lame. You don't even like him. You don't even like him ironically or anything. This is for real, isn't it?
I do like things ironically sometimes. What about what I sent you for your birthday?
No, those are awesome.
What? No, they're stupid. Which was a joke. The ironic joke. Get it? Wait. You're actually wearing them, aren't you?
I'm wearing them ironically because they're awesome. The fact that they're ironic makes them awesome, and vice versa. Are you taking notes on how to be cool? Jesus, get a fucking pen.
You do realize they touched Stiller's weird, sort of gaunt face at some point.
Ew, yeah. Oh well. Anyway, speaking of which, did you get the mail?
Yeah.
Did there happen to be a package there?
Yeah, there's a big red one.
You should probably open it.
I would, but it's trapped under the Sburb beta, so I'll probably open it after I install the beta.
Oh man, the beta came?
Yeah, wanna play it?
No way.
Why not?
It sounds so hells a-born. Just get TT to play it. She's all about that.
Where'd she go?
Her internet is blinking in and out, I guess. Probably back online soon. Oh, and Christ in a sidecar. Are you still using that stack modus? Seriously, dude. You need to bone up on your data structures. That shit is just ridiculous.
Okay, I will.
Open browser and go to mspaintadventures.com. You decide to space out on the computer for a while before doing anything important. You open the Typhoeus web browser and direct it to what is indisputably the most amazing website ever created. That barely exists anymore. The new adventure is okay, but you're not sure if you like it as much as the last one. Let's install the Sburb beta. I love that meta joke there. Just like, because a lot of people are like, I mean, Homestuck's okay, I guess. Because what came out before? Was it Bardquest? Or was it... Shit, I don't remember now. Damn it. No, Bardquest was before, Damn it. I can't remember now. I'll find out later, I'm sure. You decide it's time for less meta and more beta. You insert the CD and then install the Sburb beta. What the fuck is this? Bone up on data structures. Oh boy, howdy. You go to your closet where you keep a lot of clothes and an array of handy computer programming guides. Read Data Structures book. Data Structures for assholes. Your ignorance just made me throw up a little. Get a clue, you computer illiterate piece of shit. There's a free French modus in the back. Hey, look at that. You're not sure you really want to dig into this huge tome. It looks really boring and kind of ornery. Maybe we'll just check out that free modus instead. Get free French modus. It's first in, first out. You turn to the back inside cover, where a free fetch modus is included in a plastic sleeve. This one is dictated by the logic of a queue data structure, operating in a first in, first out method rather than a first in, last out method of a stack. Apply fetch modus to Sylladex. Items capture logged in your Sylladex are no longer immediately accessible. You can only use the item on the bottom card and must wait for the items on the upper cards to be pushed back to it. For instance, the red package is now inaccessible. You can only use the razor at the moment. This modus doesn't strike you as a significant upgrade to your previous one. In fact, it almost seems more inconvenient. You figure you might as well give it a chance, though. Switch back to stack modus. You suddenly wonder if this is even possible. You don't even remember if you ever had a physical card for the stack modus. You find this all to be a little abstract, and you'd prefer not to think about it too much. Put down the razor. Put it down? You're not sure you quite understand. Pick up 2 items. You capture... Put it down? You capture log 1 of the cakes. You finally found a use for all these loitering pastries. Dead weight. Get other cake. Oh boy. Oh! The second cake causes the razor to launch out the front of your Sylladex. Good lord, that beautiful face! You wish the razor would have failed to launch. Get more stuff. Boy, howdy. You open your magic chest and capture log 1 of your favorite books of all time, Wise Guy by Mike Cavaney. There goes the fresh towel. Might as well grab those cuffs. You take the trick handcuffs, expelling the PDA like a bullet. Forgot, what does this look like? Oh, god damn it. Open up that package. That package. To EB from TG. You examine the package. It is from one of your internet chums. It's bound in a packing tape, though. You'll need something sharp to open it. Ah, of course, the razor. It's all so simple. You wonder why you didn't... Oh, for real. It would have been a lot shorter also if you didn't have to pick up every tiny little thing. Pick up package again. Just the whack. What is it? Bonk. It says bonk. This shit's funny, man. Like, it doesn't mean anything and it's stupid, but it's still funny to me. Let's take this from the top. Capture log glass shards. Oh my gosh. Each individual shard. You take 3 glass shards in quick succession and duck for cover. Your Sylladex rains devastation on your room from above. And now that your cards are packed with glass, you probably don't want to do that again anytime soon. You should probably go get that stuff before you forget. Use the razor on the red package. You open the package. There is something suspicious inside. Something suspiciously dirty and smelly. It is a stuffed bunny, much like the one held hostage briefly by Malkovich's Cyrus the Virus, while taunting hard luck protagonist Cameron Poe, and strikingly similar to the one scooped up from the soot of a burning Vegas strip by Cage's Poe and offered to his daughter, a gesture symbolic of a tattered exterior surrounding a heart of gold. Poe wasn't much to look at, but he was a good man. But no, it is not merely like that bunny. According to this note of authenticity, it is the very same bunny. This is so awesome. Check status of Sburb beta. It looks like your computer is trying to get your attention. Look at monitor. Sburb client is running. Sburb host user is attempting to connect with you. Client has established connection with host. Press enter when ready. Oh, hey, check it out. Check Pesterquest window. Tentacle therapist began pestering ectobiologist at 1708.
It looks like you managed to retrieve the beta. Excellent. I'm going to try to connect.
Whoa, okay, but I just got the most awesome present.
The rabbit?
So sweet!
I've heard tales of this wretched creature often. Its Homeric legend is practically ensconced in the folds of my personal mythology by now.
What?
Why don't we focus on the matter at hand?
Oh, the game, okay. I don't really know how this works. What am I even looking at here?
You are running the client application, I am running the server, so I am the host user. I have established a connection with you. This is sufficient for us to play the game.
Oh, okay then.
Why don't we get started?
Press enter. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. So good. Damn, man. Mouse over the interface buttons. AH. Oh, thanks, Andrew. The most intense loading screen. Right? If only more loading screens were that way. Select. Can I actually do anything? Revise. Deploy. Fernalia registry. Grist cache. Explore anatheum. Boy, howdy, that's not a word. Alchemy excursus. None of these are word. None of these are words. Mr. Hussie. Okay, well, select magic chest. There it goes. There it goes. Look at it float. Zoom out. It's like a Sims overlay. Maybe I'll stream The Sims someday. That'd be fun. Drop chest. Why did you do this? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Sorry, I'm just getting a feel for the controls.
Is my magic chest on the roof now?
Yes. I will try to be more careful next time.
Get the card. Boy, howdy. I'm flashing forward now to, like, just the absolute dumb shit we get into here. You find your missing stack fetch modus and quickly reapply it to your Sylladex. You can now opt for either the stack or queue modus anytime. You toggle between your fetch modi with gleeful abandon. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there he goes. It looks like your dad is leaving again for more baking supplies. You're relieved to have the house to yourself again, if only for a few minutes. You just hope he doesn't notice the magic chest on the roof, or all the shit you threw out the window for that matter. Select stuff in yard and move it back into room. Oh, that's right, there's a boundary.
Hey, do you think you could do me a favor? Can you grab all that stuff outside my broken window and bring it in for me?
I'll give it a shot.
Thanks.
No luck. It appears to be out of range. I'm guessing it is too far away from you, the player.
Frowny face.
Select John. You cannot select a player. John abjures the meddlesome cursor. Select Bunny. Put the bunny back in the box. There we go. Look at his little smile. Oh, man. My son. Revise room. It really is like The Sims. Open Fernalia Registry. Jeezy Pete's. Bean face, really. It really is. Deploy Totem Lathe. Okay, let's deploy the Totem Lathe. Look at that thing. The designs are so cool. They seem really arbitrary. Like, oh, let's put some wheels here. Let's put some buttons up here. Examine Totem Lathe. You don't know what the heck this thing does, but it looks neat. I like that. I like that attitude. It seems to be expanding the dimensions of your room costs some build grist, but deploying the lathe did not appear to incur any expense. It looks like certain objects are freebies, probably to help you set up the game.
Wow, okay. What do they do?
I think it's up to you to find out. All I can do is drop stuff in your house and move it around, apparently.
How do I move stuff around? It sounds fun.
I don't think you can as a client. You will need to install the server application. You should have received both in separate envelopes. Excuse me. I'm running both on my computer right now.
What?
Did you get another envelope in the mail?
No.
Once you install the server and establish a connection, I'm sure you'll be able to manipulate my environment in the same manner. Are you sure you didn't get it?
Oh man, I think I might know where it is.
Oh, yep, in the car.
Now that your room is bigger, why don't you move to the far corner? It will extend the range of the cursor and I can reach the items. Which you threw out of the window for some reason?
Good idea.
What have you been doing in there here all afternoon anyway?
I was fussing with my retarded Silodex.
Not my word. It's in there.
But I think I have it under control now. What modes do you use?
I like to use trees.
Oh no, that sounds so awkward.
It's not exceptionally practical, but I think they are elegant.
Yeah, there's some uses of the R slur in here. And I'm going to try and keep it as true to the original as possible by just reading them. So we're just going to go with that, I guess. Unless people get really upset about it, then I won't. Deploy Cruxtruder. Let's deploy the Cruxtruder. These are not words. Going back to that, Cruxtruder is not a word. Alchemeter is not a word.
Why is the floor shaking? Are you dropping more stuff in my house?
Yes, two more large gizmos.
Sweet. What are all these big contraptions?
If I had to guess, they appear to facilitate some sort of systems involving punch card-based alchemy.
Huh? To what end? I mean, what are we supposed to be doing in this game?
That remains to be seen. Maybe you should go investigate.
Let's get that PDA. Serious business. Pipe fan 413, gray slack 66, well-pressed attire, excuse me. Office urchin 1280. Too busy for this. Boy, howdy. I'm not going to read all that. You grab the PDA, switching back to stack mode so it is readily accessible. The interface is oddly sterile. No hilarious clown wallpapers or anything like that. Oops, you mean Harlequin wallpapers. The serious business application is open. It seems your dad uses it to keep tabs on various acquaintances. His fellow street performers, maybe? You guess the performing arts must be pretty serious business after all. Is dad a street performer? That's kind of... I don't really remember that. Install Pesterquest. That's fair, actually. Yeah, I think I might switch it over to stupid. That avoids saying the word too many times. And yeah, no, like there's no they're combinations of words, that's for sure. But those are not real words. Those are made up for the comic itself. All right, this should be useful. Now you can keep tabs on your chums while you wander around the house. Go out to balcony. Go out to balcony.
Hey, I'm on the balcony now. I'm messaging from my dad's PDA.
The one you threw out into the yard?
No, I'm telling you, it jumped on my Silodex like a frightened weasel.
What were you doing with it in the first place? I'm not sensing a lot of regard for the personal property of others. Is this how your pent-up frustration with your father manifests itself?
What? No, those were all accidents. Please take your psychobabble elsewhere, miss.
Your bathroom is a mess. Did you do that too?
Oh man, see, this isn't cool. All this snooping nonsense.
There's a cake in the toilet.
Yes, there is.
I'm tempted to clean it up for you.
Okay, if that will satisfy your weird OCD complex, then go ahead.
My obsessive compulsive disorder complex? Can a disorder also be a complex?
In your case, probably.
Sounds complicated.
Anyway, I'm going to have a look at this enormous platformy thing you put on the balcony.
Examine Alchemeter in a cautious manner. You have no idea what to do with this thing. You can't find any controls for it. Having exhausted all their possibilities, you just decide to stand on it. This isn't very cautious of you, actually. That's a fair point. That sounds dangerous as shit. Look through telescope. Look directly at the sun, apparently. It is a clear, sunny day. Nothing out of the ordinary to report, at least not beyond the walls of your own home. Grab the soiled toilet. Or TT, grab the soiled toilet. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that build, Chris. Just get drained away. Whoops.
Whoops, what?
What was that noise?
Is this something I should go investigate?
No, I have it under control. You can keep playing with your telescope. Investigate. Ooh, look at that.
Ah!
I think I can patch it up. Just give me a little space. Why don't you go look at the Cruxtruder?
The what?
The thing I put in the living room.
Hop down the hole. Look at that. Look at that. Agile like a cat. You jump down into the utility room. Get sledgehammer and a card. Boy, howdy. You take the sledgehammer and the capture log card, combine the two, and quickly apply it to your strife specibus. You think it's cool that things don't always have to be a federal fucking issue. It looks like another one of your chums is pestering you on your PDA. Answer chum. Garden Gnostic began pestering ectobiologists at 1725.
John, did you get my package? Oh, hey. No, not yet. Darn, are you sure? It was in a green box. Oh, yes, but it's in my dad's car and he's still at the store. He should be back soon. Great. So what are you up to today? I'm up to my neck in the Sburb stuff. TT's making a royal mess of my house. LOL. What's Sburb? Oh, it's this game. It's okay, I guess. I'm still figuring it out. What was that? What was what? There's a loud noise outside my house. It sounded like an explosion. Wow, really? I'll go outside and look. Oh man, alright, but be careful, okay? I will.
Okay, have a good one, Rice. Might as well check out the Cruxtruder.
Oh, hell no. You put this thing in front of the door?
There's a door there.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I just thought it fit nicely into that groove.
You mean you thought it was elegant? Oh, okay, well, what do I do with this thing? Hello? What are you doing up there now?
Oh, fuck.
This is one of my favorite parts. Examine wheel of the Cruxtruder. When you turn the wheel, something seems to be pushing up from underneath the lid, but you aren't strong enough to make the lid come off. Put bathtub in driveway. On the tub's journey to the driveway, the connection is interrupted. Scold TT.
You can see me, right? Tell me what is wrong with this picture.
Sorry, I keep losing the wireless signal. Must be the weather. I would look for a stronger signal in another part of the house, but I'd rather not risk an encounter with my mother. I battled through her cloud of gin and derision once already this evening.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, cake, gestures, unfaltering love and support. Quite a road to hoe there. Though I suppose I'm complicit for not informing social services about your situation.
I know. What about going outside? Maybe you catch his neighbor's signal.
That presents the same problem. Also, it's raining, remember? And dark.
It's dark already?
Yes, the sun has already had its way with us here on the East Coast. Its lurid glare has moved on to the younger time zones.
Okay.
Hit Cruxtruder with sledgehammer.
Need some help?
Pick up sledgehammer. Boy, it worked phenomenally well, actually. I was always disappointed this didn't have sound to it. I feel like there should be a sound to that one. Boy, there's the sprite.
What is this thing? And what is that clock counting down to?
I've been looking at the GameFAQ walkthroughs to figure some of this stuff out. Hold while I read further.
Okay.
All these walkthroughs are extremely short. None progress much further than this point.
Weird. Well, I mean, it is a new game.
True. Now that the lid is off, you will need to extrude some Cruxite.
Boy, I remember GameFAQ. Boy, howdy. You extrude one Cruxite dowel. Get Cruxite.
I feel like we should be hurrying. That countdown is making me nervous. John? Oh, your PDA is trapped under the Cruxite now, isn't it? Anyway, it looks like you're going to need this card, too.
Deploy a pre-punched card. Oh, that's right. This is the free card. If I could speak properly. Get the card. A shard of glass is expelled from the deck and maims the Harlequin doll. Capture log fanciful Harlequins. Boy, howdy, why would you do such a thing, John? Jonathan, why? You take 2 fanciful Harlequins. The additional useless freight pushes your PDA to the last card. You then switch to the Q modus so you can access the PDA. More glass shrapnel flies from the deck. Boy, look at that. It's just patterns is what it speaks in.
This thing keeps following me around. I think it's trying to talk to me or something.
That is probably the kernel sprite. It apparently needs to be prototyped. Twice, actually. Whatever the hell that means. These walkthroughs are horrendously written.
Okay. Well, you're the one with the cursor, so just do whatever you think is the right thing to do. Also, fix my bathroom.
Kernel sprite, also not a word. Drop maimed Harlequin into kernel sprite. Oh boy. Oh boy, howdy. Here we go. The kernel sprite has been prototyped with the Harlequin doll. Music is so good. I just like listening to it. I just sit and listen to it because it's so good. All right, that's the reset. Now it's talking in fleur-de-lis. Great. I don't speak French.
I still can't understand this thing's gobbledygook.
That was only Tier 1 prototyping. There is still another tier to the prototyping process, which, for all we know, merely advances this entity through increasing the esoteric states of linguistics.
The clock is ticking. We don't have time for this asinine tomfoolery.
This unmitigated poppycock?
Extravagant hogwash! Okay, stop. Stop trying whatever silly thing you're typing. Or typing whatever silly thing you're typing. I'm going upstairs to the big platformy thing.
The alchemitor? Huh? Try to learn the lingo. Use pre-punched card with the alchemitor. There is no slot for a card anywhere to be found on the alchemitor. The kernel sprite followed you upstairs. Explore Anatheum. Acquiring a Cruxite dowel seems to have populated the Anatheum with one item, a perfectly generic object. Excuse me. Capture log telescope. Why? You fucking fool. I forget that John's kind of an idiot sometimes. Or he's just unobservant, I guess. You snatch the telescope from its tripod. Who knows, it might be useful. But more importantly, it pushes the Cruxite to the last card, making it available for tinkering. The PDA is predictably genocide into the yard, over the neighbor's fence. Put Cruxite on a weird pattern on alchemitor. You place the Cruxite dowel on the alchemitor's small pedestal. Something is happening. Boy, look at that thing go. That's right, it scans it. That's what it do. And then, does that take, oh boy, howdy. You set the alchemitor to cast 3 perfectly generic objects for some reason, expending a total of 6 units of build grist. These things look completely useless. What a waste. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice there's something in the sky. Switch modus and use telescope to inspect sky. You switch back to the stack modus and get a closer look with your telescope. Whatever it is, the kernel sprite seems particularly agitated about it. Boy, there it be. You're no astronomer, but its trajectory looks suspiciously head-on with your current perspective. This is a troubling development. High five, Kernel Sprite. High five, Kernel Sprite. Go. You figure you left him hanging long enough. Oh, I love it. Attempt to ingest a unit of build grist. It is tempting because they strongly resemble Rock and Blue Raspberry Gushers. However, units of build grist are a gaming abstraction and do not seem to exist on the physical plane. There is apparently no crisis so imminent that will deter you from contemplating idiotic and frivolous actions. Your dad is getting home. John, what did you do with your PDA this time? I'm working on the bathroom, but we're running low on build grist. Revise bathroom. Ooh, boy. I love that it's just like, what is going on here? Run to your room and contact TT through Pesterchum. 2 chums have been trying to message you. Answer chums. I'm working on the bathroom, but we're running low on build grist.
Oh man, who cares about the bathroom? Now there's a meter heading from my house.
I see. Do you suppose it has anything to do with the game?
I don't know, maybe. What do I do?
I think it's very likely. The walkthroughs vaguely suggest an impending threat before they end. The already poorly constructed sentences become even more curt and ambiguous, as if written hastily and with a sense of alarm. Actually, their dedication to updating the walkthrough under such circumstances is admirable.
Wow, fascinating!
If the meteor is a game construct, I think the only thing to do is to proceed and try to solve the dilemma on the game's terms. Try using the lathe. It says you can use the card on it, but it isn't more specific than that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Really, it is a labor to read this drivel. If I read any more, my brain will need to be spoon-fed from a jar, while it blows spit bubbles in a high chair. I think I will write my own walkthrough. That is, after we make sure you don't die.
Turn-tech godhead began pestering ectobiologists at 1734. I heard you got the box. I hope you appreciate my heroic fatherly perseverance in getting it to you, in my rough and tumble dirty wife-beaterly sort of way. Also, I hope you appreciate how many no-talent douches had their mitts on that bunny before you. It's like a grubby baton in some huge douchebag marathon. Hey, where are you?
Oh man, the bunny is awesome, but I don't have time to talk. I'm playing Sburb, but it's kind of a nightmare. TT's breaking things in my house. Breaking everything in my house.
Dude, I told you to steer away from that game. And for that matter, you should probably wash your hands of flighty bras and their snarky horseshit altogether.
And now there's a meteor coming, and I'm not even joking about that. It's like a big asteroid or comet or something in the sky, heading away from my house.
Oh man, how big is it?
I don't know. Big, I guess. I gotta go. We'll talk later if I'm still alive and the Earth isn't blown up.
Like the size of Texas? Or just Rhode Island? They're always throwing around these geographical comparisons to give us some sense of scale, like it really means anything to us. But it's like, it doesn't really matter. It's always just like, wow, that's pretty fucking big. Like, Mr. President, there's a meteor coming, sir. Oh yeah, how big is it? It's the size of Texas, sir. Oh shit. Or, how big is it? It's the size of New York, sir. Oh shit. Sir, I'm afraid the comet is the size of your mom's dick. Oh snap. Sir, are you familiar with Jupiter? You mean like the planet? Yeah. Well, it's that big, sir. That sounds pretty big. I have a question. Is it Jupiter? Yes, sir. The Earth is literally under siege by planet fucking Jupiter. Oh shit. Anyway, later. Use pre-punched card on totem lathe. There was an Attack on Titan comic using that bit of text with John and Dave. That was one of my favorite things to voice back in the day. I might still have that on my external hard drive, actually. I'll see if I can find it someday, if anyone's interested. Anywho, you slip the pre-punched card into a slot on the totem lathe. Above, the tool arm deploys a configuration of chisels. Now you just need something to lathe. Take Cruxite from totem lathe. Cursing your lack of foresight, you return to the balcony for the Cruxite dowel you left on the pedestal. You navigate the hallway leery of your dad, who is presently puzzling over the new fixture in his hallway. Just take it dumb. The perfect crime. I love it so much. You retrieve the Cruxite dowel. Dad just shrugs and heads back downstairs, presumably to do some more baking. If only he knew you were hard at work saving his ass. Use Cruxite dowel on totem lathe. You clamp the Cruxite in the lathe. Activate lathe. Look at it go. Look at it do. The lathe carves one totem. You take the totem. I've used a lathe before. They're a lot of fun. Thank you, Combat Cling 2004, for the follow.
Alright, I used the lathe to make this blue shapey thing. Now I guess I take back the alchemixer again? Hello?
Tentacle Therapist is no longer connected. Why didn't that play audio? Weird. Connection lost. Of course. Boy, howdy. Time's running out. Hey, we got the roses. I wasn't sure if we'd get to rose in this, but here we are. A young lady stands in her bedroom. Due to a violent storm, her house has just lost power, along with her wireless internet connection. This has severed her link to a popular video game she was playing with a young man at a critical moment. That young man is relying on this young lady to reestablish a connection somehow. This young lady named... It's on the tip of your tongue. What was the name of this young lady again? Oh, you're fine, Combat. Flighty Broad. No, that wasn't it. One more time. Rose Lalonde. Slight smile. I love it. Examine room. Your name is Rose. As was previously mentioned, you are without electricity, although your laptop computer still functions on battery power. You have a variety of interests. You have a passion for rather obscure literature. You enjoy creative writing and are somewhat secretive about it. You have a fondness for the bestially strange and fictitious, and sometimes dabble in psychoanalysis. You also like to knit, and your room is a bit of a mess. And on occasion, if just the right one strikes your fancy, you like to play video games with your friends. What will you do? Retrieve arms from the purple box. The purple package's contents are private. No one is allowed to look inside. Writhe like a flagellum and puke on your bed. Ugh, what a terrible idea. The thought alone makes you sick to your stomach. Stroke writing journal and mutter, "My precious." You would only resort to such an embarrassing activity while no one was watching. These journals are for your eyes only. Get violin. You capture the violin, storing it in the root card of your Siladex. Play a haunting refrain on the violin. I love it. I love the music. Little musical bits now and then. You waste approximately 40 seconds playing the violin while your friend is in peril. Nice time management skills there, sweetheart. John, tell Liv Tyler you love her before impact. Since your good-for-nothing friend is obviously not going to bail you out in time, you use your words of parting fondness to dear, sweet Liv. Oh, if only Affleck could have been the one to make the final sacrifice instead of her stubborn, blue-collar, salt-of-the-earth father. Then she would fall into your arms for consolation, and you would be the one to make the deceased Bruce Willis proud. Rose, Captalog Knitting Supply Bag. You get the knitting bag. It occupies the left leaf card under the violin, per the Tree Modus' alphabetical sorting method, K less than V. Lookout window. I love these, like, environment shots, these landscape shots. Your panoramic window offers a view of your yard below and the mausoleum housing your dead cat, Jaspers, who died when you were young. Your mom had the structure erected as with a spirit of scornful irony in response to your youthful innocent request to hold a funeral for the animal. At least that is how you have come to interpret the gesture in retrospect. You can also make out a silhouette of the laboratory next door, a facility which likely broadcasts a strong wireless internet signal. You may be able to connect to the signal from a different part of the house. Perhaps if you seek higher ground, get laptop. You take your laptop and prepare to make a journey to the house, L less than V, L greater than K. This causes the tree to be unbalanced, so your Siladex auto-balances itself. Now the laptop occupies the root card, while the other two items comprise the leaves, K less than V, V greater than L. Examine book on desk. Grimoire for summoning the zoologically dubious. This book is absolutely indispensable for enthusiasts of your ilk, of which there are very few. Take book. It's basically a cryptozoologist, isn't it? You take the grimoire, G greater than or less than L, G less than K. Go explore the house. You leave your bedroom. Hanging just next to your door in the hallway is a painting of an exquisite wizard. Look at him. Look at how exquisite he is. Your mother collects these awful things ironically. She must know how much you detest them, and there is no doubt in your mind she stores these dreadful things in the house to bother you. Down the hall to the right is the way to the observatory. Perhaps you will be able to connect from up there. Your mother's room is also in that direction. You'll have to watch your step. Tiptoe to observatory. You approach a juncture in the hallway. Beyond the juncture is the observatory. Sneak by. I love her face. This door leads up to the observatory. You haven't ventured up there in quite some time. Go through door. The door opens to an exterior walkway leading to the observatory entrance. You've seen less inclement weather before. Oh, the things you'll do to help out a friend. Hurry up to that observatory. Try to connect. You first put your laptop down on the floor to get it situated, but removing it from the root card causes all the branches and leaves to be severed. Your items are dumped unceremoniously on the floor. See what you can observe. Boy, howdy. You're in a hurry, sure, but that doesn't mean you can't take a moment to peek through the huge telescope. You find a gap in the clouds. It seems a flurry of smaller meteoroids are streaking steadily overhead. You're not sure what this means, but it is somewhat disconcerting. Stack laptop on Grimoire to maximize elevation. You'll need every advantage you can get. Access laboratory Wi-Fi network. Really? Even from this distance? That's surprising. Why is it unsecured? It's a lab! Who did this? There are several signals being broadcasted from the laboratory, each of relatively decent strength. One of them is mysteriously and quite conveniently unsecured, requiring no password. You select the signal and reconnect to the game with John. I'm back. Hurry up and open my door! Not that it even matters. The thing will probably dead no matter what. Patience, you still haven't used the new totem. Huh? I believe it will create the item on the punch card. So what is it, like an apple or something? What good will that even do? We'll see. I found no evidence that anyone has successfully created the item, and the content of the card appears to be variable from session to session. In one instance, it was described as an eggy-looking thing. Eggy-looking thing. Sick. Do we have enough of those building jewels to make it? According to the Anatheum, it is a free item. This speaks to its importance, in my view. Now, off you go. Remove door from hinges. There goes the rest of your build grist. Put bathtub back. We're out of build grist. You probably should have just done this in the first place. John, take totem to alchemeter. Got to get those stupid blocks out of the way first. The Colonel Sprite is getting awfully worked up about all this. Rose, remove blocks. You store the perfectly generic objects in your Fernalia registry, potentially to be deployed at a later time. John, take bite of apple. It's so intense. The music is so good. All right, here we go. All right, end of Act 1. Boy, howdy, I wasn't sure we'd get to the end of Act 1 before the end of the stream. That's fair. Years in the future, but not many. A wayward vagabond records stuttering step in the sun-bleached dust. What does this say? Oh boy, I should probably look at that. Hang on. Hopefully it looks okay. Yeah. Boy, it is very bright. Act 2. Here we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Is this... Okay, yeah, this is by Tentacle Therapist, so I guess I could read this in Rose's voice. Sburb Beta Walkthrough, version 1.0, April 13, 2009, by Tentacle Therapist. Table of Contents, 1, Caveats and Condolences, 2, Walkthrough, incomplete. Section 1, Caveats and Condolences. I'd be inclined to dispense with the tried even under less pressing circumstances. Needless to say, I'll forego the inscrutable ASCII banner, which typically heralds the striking freefall of these documents. I'll also resist the urge to brandish any copyright marks or the particular neurosis that concerns itself with the theft of the utterly mundane. I'll allow other deranged prospectors to take claim on their worthless plots as the woods burn around them. My introduction will be sparse. There will be no majestic prose blustering into the sails of a galleon as we embark on this voyage together, nor will there be any ham-fisted prose whipping its limbs under a bedsheet like a stupid ghost. For that matter, I won't set the stage or dim the lights. The mood, you will see, will be set soon enough. Since you are reading this, chances are you have installed this game on your computer already. If this is true, like many others, you have just participated in bringing about the end of the world. But don't beat yourself up about it. There was never anything you could have done to prevent it. The end is happening right now, as I type, and as you read. I have come to understand that we were always doomed through our collective ignorance, and now further doomed by those few who know and struggle to flee. If you're lucky, you will be among the smaller subset of the latter who are successful. What I mean is, while that game you installed is just one more grinding slab of rock stealing our planet's crypt, it is also your only hope to live. I'm presently faced with the same conundrum as you, and though I speak with more experience, my own outcome is far from assured. I will play the game, as much of it as there is to play, and record my findings here. If you want to live, you will do as I instruct. My condolences. Signed, TT. I always forget that. It's actually kind of creepy. The kernel divides. The two halves go their separate ways, leaving behind the sprite portion. Oh, that's right. One goes Durst ways, the other goes Prospect ways. That's right. Boy. Boy, huh? Hey, look at that. He's a sprite. What is left of the sprite undergoes a mysterious transformation. For a moment, you thought you heard someone say boy, as if whispered into the periphery of your awareness. It was probably just your imagination there. You there, boy. Is there not audio? Is there not audio anyway? Oh, here we go. To see this content version, okay, show me anyway. Hang on, I'm a fool. There we go. Oh, we did it. Click this. To walk around, use the mouse, arrow keys, or WASD keys. Click on various objects to open command menus for them. Outstanding Flash programming by Alexis. Here, thank you. That's right. That's right, because this is like the beginning of like the game doing stuff. This large platform. Good grief. What is it? Boy. The alchemitor created the apple, or the tree that sprouted it, rather, right on time to save you from destruction. You're not sure if you could say the same for your neighborhood, though. You wonder what happened to your dad. You there, boy. What? What's that? It looks different now. After you bit that apple, your whole house seemed to be transported somewhere. Then the apple disappeared, and the kernel sprite underwent a transformation. Aside from the change in appearance, the transformation doesn't seem to have any relevant ramifications. Boy, open this door and walk through it. Oh boy, I forgot I could actually just walk through this. That man with the humorous spectacles. Admire him. Oh, Michael Sarah? Oh, Michael Sarah, your warm smile is a shining beacon in these dark times. What's this? I detest this. Disregard it. The Harlequin painting? You have a sentiment in common with John then, I suppose. Oh man, there's a lot. No, keep moving. Believe me, you have no intention of turning your head to observe this dreadful thing. It is quite horrifying, actually. What's this? Use this to reseal that opening there. If only putting the lid back on the crux extruder would undo all it's done. Alas, Pandora's tube has been opened. Move this absurd edifice and exit your house, boy. This thing weighs a ton. You'd probably be surprised if the game cursor could lift it. Or at least not without significant expensive grist. Of all the places for Rose to drop the infernal thing, more than ever, you feel... What's the word you're looking for? Of course, house-trapped. Topple dessert immediately, boy. That would be disrespectful to your Nana. You just won't do it. Or not intentionally, at least. You consider that it is fortunate that she is no longer around to witness this sorrow. On the other hand, you'd probably benefit from elderly wisdom now. Destroy these diminutive soldiers of merriment. It hardly seems worth it to go to the bother. You doubt it. You could get much farther than at a garbage sale, even. Maybe a grubby palm of pennies and a kick in the nuts for the whole lot of them. Kick in the nuts. Wield these instruments of combat. Any one of these things would make a fine weapon, if only your strife specialist wasn't already allocated. Oh well. Can we listen? Here, boy, in here. Boy, I don't know what I'm doing. Read unpleasant literature. Boy, the Serious Jester. Serious Jester magazine. For those whom clowning around is serious business. What's in here? Open this iron vault, boy. You don't know the combination. Boy, listen to me, boy. His name is John, you nincompoop. Disregard this nonsense. Your dad uses stuff sometimes to dazzle you with his silly vaudevillian escapades. Really, you couldn't roll your eyes hard enough at his corny act. Boy, who is John? Do as I say. Boy, who is John? Do as I say. What would you like, boy, who is John, to do? I don't know. What are we doing here? This ghost clown, do something with it. The ghost clown is called the Colonel Sprite, or rather just the Sprite now, I suppose. You can't do something with it at the moment. The only thing you can theoretically do with it is Tier 2 prototype it, assuming that's still possible. This is a mess, boy. You're so glad your dad wasn't watching when you did this. He would never let you hear the end of it. So can I leave? Return to the large room with the gross paintings. Can we go into the kitchen? This way through the doors like you see in a cowboy salon. Saloon. What the heck? Obey my commands, John boy. And those commands would be... Examine the smeared substance. Is this oil? You wonder what happened in here. Where's your dad? Examine this artwork. Your dad was so proud when you drew this. He hung it up immediately, and it's stayed there ever since. That was 1 week ago. This book is too big for a young, stupid boy. Colonel Zaskers is your favorite book, almost as favorite as Wise Guy. They are both your favorites of all time. Sample powdered uncooked dessert. Back, ye miserable wench! Stay thy choking airborne particulates of temptation. Okay, I guess we're gonna quit all the scurrying around. For the last time, this boy's name is John. Fine, John. Return to your quarters. You go back up to your bedroom, tiptoeing around this weird petroleum-based sludge. Now, John, respond to your friend unit. Respond to friend unit. John, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. And not dead, I think.
I know. I've been watching you scramble through the house like a lunatic. You should have answered me sooner.
Oh, man, I'm sorry. I was looking around for my dad, and I can't find him anywhere. Have you seen him?
No, I'm sure he'll turn up. We have more important things to address right now.
Yeah, like, where am I?
I don't know that either, but I've determined your neighborhood was destroyed by the meteor. Wherever you were transported, it saved you from the impact. I've been reading reports in the news. Over the last few days, there have been many smaller meteor collisions with people's homes around the world, and they seem to be getting bigger. Yours was the biggest they've identified so far.
Wow, okay. So then I guess if this is all the game's doing, then the point is for us to save the world?
Perhaps.
Then we better get moving and figure this game out.
Yes, but wait. We should retrieve your PDA yet again. It will help keep tabs on each other while you investigate. I think I can get you closer to it if I can replenish our grist supply somewhat. There may be a way to recycle some that we already use.
Okay.
I'll meet you on the out on the balcony.
Wait, Rose, one thing.
What?
You never even wished me happy birthday. Hello?
I was working on something to send you, but I was running late with it. I didn't want you to think I believe meager well wishes alone would suffice for the occasion. That said, happy birthday, John.
Oh, jeez, this is silly. Anyway, thanks.
First, take that fabric item on the floor there. The towel? Why? Okay, well, you're the boss. You capture log the towel. What now? Do as the purple text says. To the balcony. To the balcony! John makes his way to the balcony, per your awkwardly worded request. Oh, man. Something's going on gastrointestinally. Wait, take that. The blue wobbly thing. You whimsically decide to capture log the totem, which was used to create the apple tree earlier. John recycled the grist as was dictated by your cohort. John cannot do anything with the grist as of this moment. That is up to the Sburb player. I see. Can I continue? Yes, that will suffice. Rose deletes a perfectly generic object. 6 units of build grist are restored to your grist cache. Rose expends the grist to expand a new plank for the balcony in the direction of the PDA. John, run across a precarious platform swiftly. John isn't sure about that. It's a long way down. Boy, I said make haste on the narrow catwalk. John is very nervous about the idea, and the strident tone of your commands is starting to make him a little upset. Proceed as your level of comfort dictates. As he just inches along. Oh, I love it. You cautiously walk within range of the PDA. Rose retrieves it. Now take it! Boy, and eject the fucking Harlequin out there, huh? You grab the PDA, launching one of the Harlequin figurines into the night. You can kiss that one goodbye. Just one forward command will suffice, thanks. It looks like you're not the only one trying to locate your father after the disaster. These boring men are uninteresting. Huh. Let's go to Pesterchum, huh? Share the Pester log.
John, are you okay? You seem a bit tentative.
I'm fine, I guess. Since I got here, I feel compelled to do these weird things I don't really want to do, by some kind of voice that I can't really even hear. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain.
Perhaps the earliest symptom of an anxiety disorder, like post-traumatic stress?
Yeah, maybe, who knows?
Well, if you can pull yourself together, there are a few more things we should try, like prototyping the kernel sprite again, if possible. We should hurry. My laptop's battery won't last forever.
Okay, I'll go back inside.
No, don't do that. Hop off this ledge onto that car. What? No, that sounds incredibly dangerous. A lot of forwards. Now you're just being a pest. Which turnip truck did you just tumble out of anyway? Who are you? Years in the future, but not many. An unsealed tunnel welcomes hot desert air into its stagnant depths. Let's go ahead and look at this. Look at it. That's right, it's the mayor. That's right, it's the mayor. It's the mayor. Oh boy, here we go. More of this. An examination of the basics. Upon connecting with the client user, you, the server user, will be met with a control panel allowing you to manipulate your co-player's environment. You will find that you are allowed to deploy 4 items at no expense. 3 of these are rather large machines, and 1 is a punch card. The mayor's great. I love the mayor. It's quite possible that you have already deployed some of these items before reading this. If this is the case, you have activated the machine called the Cruxtruder, such as it displays a countdown. You must proceed to section A100 of this walkthrough immediately. The life of the client user depends on it, and if your co-player has activated this device in your environment too, then yours does as well. But if not, please refrain from doing anything with the Cruxtruder, aside from merely deploying it. This will buy us some time to think things through properly, and to go over the basics of the game before you find your soft, easily punctured head in the jaws of the lion. As mentioned, there are 4 items to consider, each playing a role in a process which appears to have a singular purpose, to manufacture objects out of thin air. The designers of the game, judging by the language used, regard this process as a sort of alchemy. This may allude to complexities in the production process yet to present themselves, but for now, the variety of objects you are able to create remains quite limited. The items in question are the Cruxtruder, again, tread lightly with this one, the totem lathe, the alchemitor, and the pre-punched card. I will describe how these devices work in conjunction with each other, and I will use the analogy of having a key made at a hardware store to help you understand. First, deploy all the objects in convenient proximity to each other. Be sure not to block doors or pathways with them. You can always revise the dimensions of rooms to make space for them, but I advise against this, or even experimenting with the function. Doing so comes at the expense of build grist, a commodity which appears to be at a premium at the onset, and one you'd best be advised to save for later. The Cruxtruder. Removing the lid signals the moment of your life becomes a great whirling batshit pandemonium, somewhat resembling the chaos of an especially ethnic wedding. Somewhere a sauced uncle deliberately shatters china on the floor, muddy livestock is decorated and then lost track of. The question, whose mule is this, at times can be heard over the din. This is now your reality. But aside from that, it marks the beginning of the process I'm about to describe. The countdown begins, yes, although an entity called the Kernel Sprite is released. But neither of these things are all that relevant to this process, to my knowledge. More of these things later. What is relevant is the unlidded Cruxtruder's ability to dispense Cruxite dowels. It will dispense at least 1, though I suspect it is capable of producing more, given parameters I am not yet familiar with. In my key-making analogy, these dowels represent the uncarved pieces of metal, which the hardware store employee retrieves from a drawer or a rack, and sets about carving into a key. The 2 following items are needed to do the carving. The pre-punched card. It is a simple Siladex card containing an item. There is evidence to suggest that the specific item it contains is variable from session to session. The card I deployed contained a blue apple. Yours may be different. It shouldn't matter, hopefully. Additionally, the card, as you may suggest, is punched, like the one used with antique computing systems. The pattern of holes comprises data, which I believe corresponds to the instructions for creating the item the card contains. That it is pre-punched suggests there is a way to punch an unpunched card, possibly imprinting it with the data for the item it contains, though no mechanism for this has presented itself yet. But the data on the card cannot be used to create the item directly. There is a middleman. The middleman is the totem lathe. The totem lathe. This is essentially the key carving machine. It will carve into your Cruxite dowel a pattern of grooves and contours, the sort of which makes a key unique. The instructions for this pattern are supplied by the punch card, which is inserted into the lathe pre-activation to configure its chisels. Once the dowel is carved, you have a totem serving as your key, which can then be used to unlock the card item through the alchemitor. But at this point, I will diverge from my key-making analogy and switch to a barcode analogy, which is not a terribly strenuous leap to make, since the concepts of a key and a barcode are essentially the same, one being a unique pattern of grooves, the other of varying black lines. The alchemitor. If you place a Cruxite dowel, carved or uncarved, onto the alchemitor's small pedestal, the robotic arm will scan the contours with a laser, hence the barcode analogy. This is the machine's way of reading the data originally imprinted from the card and transforming that data into a physical object, though typically this is not done without expense, I believe. An uncarved dowel results in the creation of a perfectly generic object, which is a seemingly useless green cube. It costs 2 units of build grist to make, and I do not advise you waste resources on it. There appears to be many other varieties of grist, ostensibly used in combinations to create different sorts of items, which possibly offers some insight into the game's use of the term alchemy. But, quite conveniently, there is an exception to this. Creating this item on your pre-punched card costs nothing. This is good, because creating this item turns out to be essential. Now that you know this, you can, in your own time, begin the process. Once you initiate it, naturally there is no going back, so best to be prepared. But you probably shouldn't drag your feet too long. As I mentioned earlier, this is your only means of escape. When you're ready, be prepared to follow the steps in the next section swiftly. A100, so your Cruxtruder is ticking. Do this to live. Oh, we're back to Rose. In the distance, meteorites fall with greater frequency. The fire in the forest burns so hot, not even the rain is putting it out. Rose, check status of battery. Your laptop battery is alright for now, but it won't be for long. If the power in the house doesn't come back on, you can think of one last resort: the small backup generator stored behind the mausoleum. Prototype sprite with Betty Crocker box.
What? Oh man, you're going to use that? That sucks. What a stupid idea.
We have to hurry along. I'm running low on battery power.
But the cake mix, ugh, that's so dumb.
I doubt it matters. We might as well just use any old crap lying around.
Fine, I guess.
The sprite is playing hard to get. You guess that's what you get for originally prototyping it with something. So that engenders mischief and pranksterism. Do the pot of vegetable instead. It looks delicious. Pipe down, you. This is Rose's decision, not yours. Rose, prototype sprite with Sasker text.
Oh, yes, sweet. Now we're talking.
See if you can distract it. I'll try to sneak up on it. John, flail about in a distracting manner. The sprite finds a distracting manner in which you flail about to be rather distracting. Good, that's the intent. The pesky sprite eludes you again. Not even the great Colonel himself can outfox it. Narrowly dismissing you, with your attempt to create the Colonel sprite, you drop the massive tone. The entire house rattles on the astonishing girth of the book. In the other room, Nana's ashes dump onto the sprite, which is caught unawares by the dousing. Inspect Hag Ash Incident. You find the sacred urn toppled again. This time you're quite sure it wasn't your fault. The sprite is nowhere to be found. Rose, remove Cruxtruder from doorway.
Oh man, where'd it go?
I can't find it anywhere in the house. No time to worry about it. The next thing we should do is get your server copy of the game from the car. You need to connect to my client so I can repeat your steps and presumably join you, wherever you are. We should do this quickly before my house burns down.
Wait, there's a fire?
There will be soon.
Oh, jeez, so move this thing already.
It looks like it requires a lot of grist to move. I don't have enough to relocate the door either.
How much do you have?
0.
Oh. I thought about jumping to the car from the ledge earlier, but that sounds really dangerous.
I have a better idea. Meet me upstairs. Do as purple words say. You were about to head upstairs, but you thought you heard something behind you. It was faint, but you could swear it was a small, light-hearted chuckle, along the lines of a spirited hoo-hoo-hoo. Ignore this woman's antics. Hey, it's Nana Sprite. You're not sure you even saw a woman, let alone any of her hypothetical antics. But whatever it was, you might have caught a glimpse of. It sure gave you the willies. You head upstairs to your... Oh, boy, howdy. You head upstairs on your way to the balcony. Your PDA is acting up again. Indulge the device, but be curt with it. Hey, bro, check it out. I'm working on some new rhymes.
Dude, I don't have time for your nerdy raps.
Come on, this is hells of ill. Just listen.
It sounds like you don't even believe me that I was about to get blown up. But I really was. But now I'm in some weird dimension that Sburb sent me to or something. And now on top of that, I think I'm being haunted by my dead grandma.
Huh. For real?
Yeah, it's true, but I'll talk to you later about it.
I think you dropped some sick rhymes about all this.
Man, I just don't think all this rapping stuff is really as cool as you think it is.
No, this will be dope. Check it.
No, I have to go. Bye.
Wait. Armageddon's getting waged on us, but Armageddon armed and dangerous, sending men in space for saving us, which will see which player's more courageous. Ben or Bruce, dudes reaching the truce, putting the blow shoots to use and upsuck it. Affleck's sacrifice would have to suffice, fluck it. Bro be a stained glass saint up on a cross getting hella Christ plagiarist. Bruce, I'm really bad at rapping. Bruce is like off of that crucifix enough at this fucking savior fuss. Restrained his ass McLean Redux, while Buscemi remained derangerous. When a plan gone astray pays off a waste craterous, ashtray caten to layers of Matt McConaughey's vague remainder dust. Wait, McConaughey wasn't even in this Meteor movies, was he? I was making a rap about it. I don't know. Morgan Freeman or something, being the president. It'll be called Obama Made It So That No One Gives a Shit About Black Presidents in Movies Anymore. See, you've got to fill me in on what's going on. So I have something to rap about besides all your dumb shit. Movies. Enough strange poetry from the red text. You head out to the balcony to find out what Rose has in mind. She's messaging you again. The purple text is less irrational than the red text. I mean, that's not true. I'm lifting the car up to the balcony.
Well, okay.
Once it is up, retrieve the game. Then I'll put it back down on the driveway.
But the door is blocked.
Then break a window.
But it's my dad's car.
It's just a window, and this is sort of an emergency. Otherwise, I promise I'll handle the car with velvet gloves.
All right.
Pick up car. This seems like a bad idea. Connection lost. Yep. His fucking face. I love it. Ridiculous folly. Inexcusable. You're inclined to agree, but hey, accidents happen. You double check your PDA to make sure if Rose is really gone. Instead, this seems to be the case. Goodbye, car, yeah. TG is still pestering you, of course, but another chum is now logged in as well. What color are the words that this chum says?
I'm back! Oh, hi. I want to investigate the explosion I heard.
Was it by any chance a meteor?
Yes! How did you know?
Oh man, it's kind of a long story. Anyway, are you okay? Did it blow up your yard or start a fire or anything?
No, I'm fine. It landed a pretty good ways from my house, and I went to look at it, and it's pretty big, but Beck didn't want me to go near it, so I came home. He seems to think it's dangerous.
Well, gosh, he's probably right.
Anyway, what have you been up to, John? Oh, did you get my package yet?
Yeah, I was trying to get it, but Rose dropped my car into a weird spooky bottomless pit and the package was in the car, and I'm really sorry about that.
Oh no!
Wow, okay, I guess I should start at the beginning. See, a meteor blew up my neighborhood.
That's terrible, John. I'm so sorry.
But I'm okay, and my house is too, sort of. That game I was telling you about, Sburb, which I was playing with Rose, sort of transported me somewhere at the last minute. But now I'm trapped here, and it's weird and dark, and I can't find my dad, and I just left the car and my copy of the game in the pit, and I think I have to save the world from the apocalypse.
Well, it sounds really crazy and kind of scary, but it also sounds kind of exciting. I don't know, John. Maybe this is your destiny. If anyone can save the world, like, it's probably you.
Wow, you think so?
Yes!
Well, okay, but it's not even that simple. I was about to connect to Rose to help transport her and save her from meteors and fire and stuff, but she lost battery power and I lost the game disc, so I think I have to get TG to use his copy to save her. But that jackass won't shut up and stop rapping and stuff.
He's so silly.
Yeah, anyway, I should talk to him about it. So, BRB. The green text was attractive. Now view the red text again. When the film crew zooms where the president's at, I'm like, if that dude's black, I'll eat my hat. Turns out he is, so we're all damn directors got gumption. Like we'll all flip our shit, he ain't shining shoes or something. It's called free emancipation. If it's not Priz election, it's God ascension. And Bruce Almighty. Whoops, different Bruce from the one I just mentioned. Ah! Can't explain to me why this ain't condescension. To think all shit a brick. Not even he can convey the intention with his quick spun wit. Rather defray from all his tension. Sit on his lap while he whittles a splint, and some guy eyes what he does and patronizes. I guess Negro City is the mother of invention. Boy, howdy.
Stop rapping for a second, you horse's ass. I have something important to talk about.
What's up?
Rose is in trouble and she needs help. I was going to connect with her to her Sburb, but I lost my copy.
Okay.
Also, she lost battery power, but if she can get back up and running, she'll need someone with the game to get her out of there before her house burns down. So I think you should use your copy of the game to help her.
My copy? That's gonna be tough.
Why?
I lost it. It's a stupid story and I'd rather not talk about it. Should be embarrassing, yo.
I thought you said you had two.
Well, yeah, one is my brother's copy.
Okay, we'll get his then.
Alright, but he's not gonna be happy about that.
Whatever.
Also, you might want to read through Rose's walkthrough to get up to speed on this. Oh, man.
What?
Nothing really. Just look at all I'm saying is this girl tends to lay, and on kind of thick, you know?
Slash rolls eyes.
Your laptop is out of battery power. There's, only one thing. Boy, I can't fucking read. There's only one thing left to do. Time to make your way to the backup generator. Rose, knit laptop cozy to shield your laptop from the rain. That would be such a waste of time. Besides, you already knitted one a while ago. You retrieve it from your knitting bag and apply it to your laptop. You capture log the laptop plus cozy. Equip Grimoire to Strife Specibus. That would be incredibly ill-advised. There are some dark forces you just don't want to mess around with. You understand this better than most. You put the book down. Recapture log your items. You grab the knitting bag and the grimoire, in that order. It's always a logistical puzzle with your tree bonus. The tree auto-balances, leaving the knitting bag accessible in the root card. Allocate knitting needles to Strife Specibus. You feel a lot more comfortable with this as a weapon. You're so handy with these needles, you feel like you could probably use them to fillet a swordfish. You lose the root card in the process, severing the tree. Hey, careful with that stuff! Knit plush cuddle Cthulhu to soothe nerves. This would also be a preposterous waste of time. Besides, you're quite sure you've never heard of this creature called Cthulhu before. There are, however, many other specimens of the zoologically dubious you're familiar with, such as consult the grimoire. Flthulu, foul patrician of misery. To hear his mammoth belly gurgle is to know the epoch of joy has come to an abrupt end. Boy, howdy. Nrub Yiglith,
Shame Beast King of Grotesque Query, Writhe Lord of the Moist Beyondhood. Hearing his melodious chirps and tongue clicks causes one's bones to explode. And of course, there's Oglogoth, the Deep One. Whenever he grinds his teeth, all the children of a random galaxy somewhere will frown continuously for a 900,000-year span. He is the first and smallest of the smaller gods, appointed in servitude of a vile, unfathomable pantheon of middling gods, which caters to the whims of the noble circle of horror terrors, an omniscient, omnipotent order of the elite few, forever cloaked in the darkness of the furthest ring. And there's this strange page containing some rather mysterious notes on summoning procedures. You've never been quite sure what these diagrams are getting at. Take items and proceed downstairs. You recapture log everything the way you want it to appear in the tree and head downstairs. You figure that's enough dilly-dallying. Time to move on. You wonder if this rain will ever let up. It's driven since the month began, perhaps long enough to forget its purpose. It no longer even knows to assuage fire. Somewhere, a zealous god thread these strings between the clouds and the earth, preparing for a symphony it fears impossible to play. And so it threads on and on, delaying the raises of the conductor's baton. How you hate this season. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land, mixing memory and desire, stirring dull roots with spring rain. American sports legend Charles Barkley. Confront mother in hall. Surely your mother is lurking nearby. You should be prepared for an unpleasant What? There's this really cool dude, okay? He's standing around being all chill like cool dudes are known to do sometimes. A cool dude like this probably has a real cool name, but he probably wouldn't just tell you what that was if you asked. He'd be way too busy for that. Busy being totally sweet. But you could always try to guess his name, and if you were right, he might nod ever so slightly. That's a cool dude's way of letting you know that it might just be hope for you yet. Enter name. Insufferable prick. This guy doesn't seem to have time for this sort of bullshit. Try again. Dave Strider. The gleam, I love it. Examine room. Your name is Dave. It is an unreasonably warm April day. Your bedroom window is open to let some air in, and your fan is cranked. Arguably, even more cranked would be your fly beats, which brings us to your variety of interests. A cool dude like you is sure to have plenty. You have a penchant for spinning out unbelievably ill jams with your turntables and mixing gear. You like to rave about bands no one's ever heard of, but you collect weird dead things preserved in various ways. You are an amateur photographer and operate your own makeshift darkroom. You maintain a number of ironically humorous blogs, websites, and social networking profiles. And if the inspiration strikes, you won't hesitate to drop some fat rhymes on a mofo and represent. What will you do? Dave, quickly retrieve arms from cinder blocks. Nah. Get the damn beta and save your friend's life. This notion strikes you as nonsensical. You can't imagine how a video game could save someone's life, and in any case, you're quite sure no one you know is in any danger. Anyway, these are your copies of the beta you received in the mail recently. You've labeled them with your name in bold red print to distinguish them from your bros copies, who labeled his in kind. Neither of you really give a shit about this game or has any intention of playing it, but you'll be damned if you'll let that get in the way of your campaign of one-upmanship. Bleat like a goat and piss on your turntable. Oh, excuse me. You would never consider allowing any fluid even remotely resembling urine to touch your beloved turntables. That would risk breaking them. In a world without the gift of your godly science, just doesn't sound like a place you want any part of. While you're at it, you might as well wipe out human civilization with a meteor or something ridiculous like that, which would probably never happen. That sort of thing only happens in stupid idiot movies for stupid idiots. You will, however, contemplate bleeding like a goat for ironically humorous purposes at a later date. Examine closet. This is your closet. This is where you keep a lot of your crap, like that box and that bottle of... What is that? Is that? Check the blue box. Oh, hey. This is the package that your friend John Egbert sent you for your 13th birthday a little while ago. It now contains nothing except a note and a certificate of authenticity vouching for the genuine Hollywood memorabilia which the box originally contained, and which you are now wearing to be ironic but also to be incredibly cool in a way somehow intangibly related to the ironic nature of the accessory. You find it sort of exasperating to explain these subtleties to people. The box also included a signed photo of Ben Stiller, which now proudly hangs above your closet. Proudly and ironically. Take box. You capture log the box through your hash map fetch modus. Your modus's current hash function resolves the index by valuing each consonant at 2 and each vowel at 1. The total is divided by your number of cards and the remainder of the index. Box equals 2 plus 1 plus 2 equals 5. 5 divided by 10 equals, or 5 percentage 10 equals 5. The box is cataloged in card 5. Examine jar of unknown yellow substance in the closet. Oh, hell yes. It is an unopened container of apple juice. You thought you were all out. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. This is so great. You gotta tell John about this immediately. He'll be so excited. Take juice. You catalog the juice into card 7. 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, percentage 10 equals 7. Access Pastor Tom and Pastor John. In addition, if I could speak properly, in addition to letting your buddy know about this outstanding juice windfall, you figure you'll wish him a happy birthday while you're at it. In your own cool, sort of roundabout way, of course. Good thing you looked at that box he sent you. Or you might have forgotten. You also might as well ask him about that beta. The kid's been harping about it for weeks. It'd be cool if it came on his birthday. He'd be one happy camper. Dope rhymes, so dope. Complete bullshit, ill beats. I love it. All right. Turned out Godhead being a pestering ectobiologist at 1813. Which would put him 4 hours ahead of John? Where the hell is John then? 4 hours ahead? We already read all this, so I'll go ahead and skip it. Go online and view sites indicative of your interests. You open the Hephaestus web browser and direct it to your ironically maintained blog where you post monthly satirical reviews of GameBro magazine. Your latest post is a review of the March issue. You've been meaning to write a review for the latest issue too, but you've been sort of dodging it. Something about the game they're reviewing just doesn't strike you as right for satirical purposes. Yeah, I thought so too, Combat. Because, I thought John was in Washington, Dave is in Texas, and Rose is in New York. But Dave started pestering John at Fort... No, never mind. That checks. That tracks. No, that doesn't. No, it's 2 hours. I'm an idiot. It did say 1613 when John started getting pestered in his panel, which is 4:13, which puts Texas 2 hours ahead, which puts him in Central Time, because John will be on Pacific Time. There's Mountain Time between the two. Yeah, that checks. Never mind. I'm dumb. I'm an idiot. I thought it was like 1413, and I was just being stupid. It was 1613. That tracks. Figured it out. We math. High five. Good job, everybody. Anyway, in a new tab, you open another one of your sites, a webcomic ironically maintained through a satirical cipher vaguely similar to that of your blog. It's called Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. You have legions of devoted fans, most of whom are totally convinced of your creative persona sincerity, which is just how you like it. Do you want to take a look at the Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff? Oh boy, it hurts. Oh man. I can't wait to be a useless piece of shit all day and play all these games. Fuck, I'm falling down all these stairs. I warned you about stairs, bro. I told you, dog. It keeps happening. I told you, man. I warned you about stairs. Boy, the joke that fucking just kept on giving is what that kept doing. Check the latest page of the Midnight Crew. You figure as long as you're chilling at your computer, you might as well see how the new MSPA story is going. You haven't looked at it in a while. Midnight Crew. You are members of a sinister gang called the Midnight Crew. Your nefarious plots are serpentine in complexity. Your schemes convoluted. You're planning a heist in your underground hideout. What will you do? Use Occam's razor on plans and schemes. Spade Slick uses Occam's razor to carve a circular hole into the heist plans, freeing it from the knife. You wonder what moron would jam the knife so hard into the table in the first place. SS, climb ladder and exit hideout. Implement nefarious plots. Not plans. I inadvertently designed a setting or an environment on this room for my D&D game. Oh no. You push against the manhole cover, but it seems some unbelievable jackass has parked your getaway van on top of it. A familiar feeling stirs, the feeling of overwhelming soul-blackening rage. It's the sort of rage that'll make a man feel totally justified in sporting an unnecessarily elaborate assortment of fancy blades. Dave, skip ahead 100 pages or so. You don't remember where you last left off, so you jump way ahead. You always forget to save your place in the story. It looks like tempers have become short in this pressure cooker already. You speculate that the tipping point may have been an ill-advised motion for a game of 52 pickup. Save your place. Read it later. Even though the adventure began recently, it's already over 3,000 pages long. You just don't have time for this bullshit. You'll catch up later. Besides, it looks like someone's pestering you. You're pretty sure you know who it is. Answer chum.
In some cultures, the persistent refusal of a lady's invitation to play a game with her would be a sign of wanton disrespect. Either that or flagrant homosexuality.
What? Oh no, look, I'm busy, okay? I've got a lot of shit on my plate, and I'm sort of a big deal, okay?
I know. Sometimes I wonder how you're ever allowed to pay for meals in restaurants. It must be hard to keep a low profile when you're always overhearing odd voices whisper, "It's a guy who has a blog."
Seriously, dudes be worse than me left and right. I can't hardly walk down the street without stepping over torsos of the prostrate.
Navigating the urban landscape, I'm sure, is difficult enough without an obstacle course of deferential flesh and skyward asses. Perhaps adapting the art of parkour to your unique environment would help?
Yeah, I mean, damn, like there's this scruffy little shit at my feet. An orphan or something, I don't know. Face flush on the pavement. I'm like, dude, you listening for a stampede of buffalo or something? He braves to look at me, then gives my shoe a little kiss and scurries the fuck off.
Heavy is the crown.
Yeah, I'm not kicking Oliver Twist in the fucking face every day is my gift to the world, I guess. Breathtaking magnanimity. Among other things, I just give and fucking give.
Indeed, nary a jewel tumbles from your wish box of daily exploits, which I imagine does not sparkle.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you're just lobbying for me to play that dumb game.
Baseless accusation.
Look, I'm telling you, Egbert is all about that game. He'll play it with you and probably be tickled stupid about it.
I know this very well. I cannot hasten his mail's delivery, however.
Yeah, I'll ask him some more about it. And look, how about this? If you ever find yourself in the position where your life depends on me playing that piece of shit game, then I'll play. Will that make you happy?
More than you know. It perfectly mollifies my grief over the demise of chivalry.
John, what are you doing? Stop doing nothing. Meanwhile, in the present, in a place where the present may be a concept of dubious merit, John is spacing out, but a vague and forceful thought jolts him to attention. Or maybe it is that bumping sound coming from the other side of the door. What is it? All right, I'm actually going to call it there. I've been streaming for roundabouts 2 hours, a little shy, but been going for about 2 hours, which is my time frame. So we're going to call it there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're on Twitch, give me a follow. I'll be doing this. I'll be streaming every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Be doing Homestuck for the next little bit because, boy, there's a lot to read. We're 334 pages in, which is pretty good. Give me a follow if you will. If you're on YouTube, because I will put this over on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. Come join the stream if you can on Sundays. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. And we had I had a good time. Hope you guys had a good time. And, yeah, hope to see you next time. Later, everybody.